Might have been one of the worst shows in NFL history.
That's how they do it now, Levi. They don't do it like they used to do it. He's ruined relationships with his performances, bro. You don't even qualify to have this conversation with me.
If Taylor Swift wasn't there, would that have happened?
Did you see that Scientology commercial?
If Jesus told you to do it, you would have done it. If Jesus said you're going to make $3 million off of this cryptocurrency and then rug pull all your people, it's fine. You have my permission. You would have done it too.
Are you smoking something?
This is the What Are We Doing Ladies and gentlemen, podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 129. And if you don't know by the title, the thumbnail, the country, every post on social media, we today are, of course, covering in entirety the episode of last weekend that we called the Super Bowl. It happened. Super Bowl Sunday is here. And listen, we learned one thing and one thing only from the Super Bowl. And to my surprise, it has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. We learned one thing, that Temu, and for those of you who are like, wait a minute, the 5 commercials said Temu, I'm still calling it Temu, dude. Okay? No matter what the animated commercial says, shop like a billionaire. If Temu if that commercial was not created by someone who does not live in this country, I don't know what was. It was horrendous. It was terrible. And I mean, we talk about it a little bit further, deeper down into this episode. So be on the lookout for that. But Temu and Jesus Christ have the same yearly marketing budget. Can you believe it? Can you believe that Jesus has upwards of $20 million to spend on Super Bowl ads? And that's all we can assume, because there's no brought to you by Joel Osteen's church. There's no Church for the Latter-day Saints paid for this. The church that hates the gay people over there, that they didn't pay for it. It just says he gets us. Paid in full by Jesus. And so he took over. Listen, it happened last year. We got the Jesus wants us to act like adults. Okay, we got the merch. We support the He Gets Us campaign. And this year, to our surprise, we didn't think it could happen again. We got a full-fledged, minute-long, AI-generated picture slideshow He Gets Us ad campaign for the Super Bowl. And if as soon as this didn't turn on everyone's television, the supporters and the kingdom and the fandom came through for this commercial. I mean, listen, seeing Jesus at the Super Bowl this year was like icing on the cake. You thought Taylor Swift was going to take the spotlight. You thought Usher was going to take the spotlight. They're second and third string, babe. When Jesus Christ shows up, he's always number one, okay? He's always number one. And so, we got it a minute long. So for those of you doing the math, I think there might have been two. So a minute in the Super Bowl cost you 15, about $7 million per 30 seconds, 14, call it 15, you might as well, for a minute long AI picture slideshow of presumably what we can assume is us, Jesus, the followers and the helpers washing the feet of others. And the feet of others, include like a teenager outside of the abortion clinic, an alcoholic, environmental activist, an illegal immigrant, potentially a Black Lives Matter protester, and the best one of them all was, of course, the washing of the feet of the African-American gay trans man, I think is I'm sorry, African-American trans man. It just, so, you know what I mean? Hey, Jesus, I wasn't aware. And for those of you, I had to go back and look. I had to reopen the book, okay? And if you go to Levi or, Leviticus, whatever you want, Levi chapter 4, verse 20, okay, it clearly states, thou shalt spend upwards of $50 million to support the Super Bowl. Okay? Listen, we couldn't build a little community of 5 to 10 houses, maybe 20 to 30 tiny houses for those in need, family support, American citizens, the members of the church who, don't have a lot of money and can't really afford food for their children. We didn't want to do anything like that this year. Instead, we told our intern to download and generate, use Dolly and ChatGPT, whatever you got, babe, whatever the free version is. Get us like 5 or 6 really good photos of like depicting Jesus washing the feet of the enemies, okay? Even though most of these people, you know what I mean? The girl at Planned Parenthood, the alcoholic, the gay guy. I mean, listen, these are people we should normally be staying away from. But in the name of Jesus, thou shalt spend, Leviticus chapter 4, verse 20, thou shalt spend their entire marketing budget on the Super Bowl and not anything else. Like, I don't know, what else could we have? Let's think of something here. Here we go. Yep. Oh, isn't that great? Right here it says, children in debt. Pennsylvania, our state alone, let alone the other 49 states, but Pennsylvania alone has 437,340 children in debt because they can't afford school lunches. And you'll never guess what that debt number is. $78,983,604 and some odd cents is exactly what these school districts have tacked on to the children who can't afford their lunch during the day. Look, man, when I was in elementary school, it was 10 cents for the cookie and 10 cents for the carton of milk. And you know what I mean? Unfortunately, nowadays, kids got to have either a packed lunch or they're spending $10 to $20 in the cafeteria. They got to get the tea. They got to get the chips. They got to get the snack for later. They got to get the ice cream bar. These kids are going through puberty. Like, it's fucking insane. They eat everything. And so now the state of Pennsylvania alone almost has half of what Spotify just paid me to take over as the top podcast on their platform versus the Joe Rogan Experience. Almost a quarter of what they paid me to do that. $78 million of children in debt in this country. And we just spent upwards of 30 million. I mean, listen, I know that doesn't put a dent in PA states alone, but I mean, 30 to 50 million on a you could literally buy my entire HOA ran community that has like what, 400 or 500 2 to 3 bedroom townhouses in it. You could probably buy a couple circles here for 30 to 50 million dollars. They're only 150, maybe now with inflation, $250,000 houses. So that's what, 4 per million times, let's say 30. Hello, that's 70 houses that you could do something, the less fortunate. There's an infinite amount of items on this planet that we could have spent this money on, like the good Christians who made this commercial, other than a Super Bowl commercial that then in co-part gives out free merch. You know what I mean? So where's the money coming from? I don't understand it. I don't know why organizations and government entities in this country love sending millions and billions of dollars to the incinerator just to be destroyed by things like proxy wars in other countries and Super Bowl commercials. And like, That's where we're at. That's where we're at. But thank God Jesus is back in the building at the Super Bowl. You thought Taylor showing up was big, babes. This was bigger. Listen, as much as a non-religious person I am, it was still insane to see. So here's the thing, dude. This Super Bowl, #1 viewed of all time. I said it 2 weeks ago. Whether she showed up or not, whether we got Taylor in the bleachers, yes or no, it would be the most viewed because we're waiting to see. Now, some of us were privy to the information the day before. We saw her jet land at LAX. Thank you very much. We knew she'd be there. And so, most viewed Super Bowl, 120 million people. 120 million eyeballs were on, or sets of eyeballs, I'm sorry, for those of you who are about to roast me in the comments, were on this year's Super Bowl. Most viewed ever, most viewed halftime show. It's currently #1 on YouTube. Listen, if you don't think the halftime show was good this year, if you don't think Usher, Ludacris, Lil Jon, her, and a bunch of other artists smashed it, we're going to get into it here in a minute, but go to YouTube, watch that version. The version they put up on YouTube, yeah, they may or may not. Listen, did YouTube fix or cut out the off-key, off-pitch opening note of the Alicia Keys feature? Yeah. Did she probably request them to? Yeah. Does it matter? No. Go watch it anyways. The YouTube version is 100% better than what we saw during the broadcast. You can hear Usher. You can see what's going on. It's you're kind of focused because you've already watched it, and it's better the second time around. So for those of you who didn't like it, you know what I mean? One, it's fine. You're wrong, but it was a great show, and we talk about it. And so, what better person to bring on and have this conversation with other than my brother Los from the 280 Plus podcast. So give him a round of applause as he joins us here for the remainder of the episode. We're going to break it down, everything from Post Malone to the first half, to the halftime show, to the second half, to the commercials, to the whole thing. This is the Super Bowl covered from A to Z, featuring my good friend Los from the 280 Plus podcast. Enjoy. Let's start it off, man. I mean, the big news and exciting part out of our house, of course, obviously, was Post Malone's appearance. And it's how we kicked off the show. I thought it was great. I love the acoustic version. Obviously, I have nothing negative to say about the man. But were we feeling it? Was it a vibe, or were
All right,
still not on the Post Malone train?
Well, no, all right, time out. I love Post Malone.
Okay.
I loved him at one point in time. I mean, he kind of been in the culture though. You know what I'm saying? And but then it's like you can't be too mad at that because like he was always like a guest anyway. You know what I mean?
Country music kind of stuff. We're not. Yeah.
But like rap is what made you.
Right.
Made you who you are. Right. So this is what I had to admit though. So obviously I watched Super Bowl, but I was a little bit late to my party. So I get there, the kickoff had already happened. Gotcha. So like, and I seen somebody say, "Oh, Post Malone." So I'm thinking like, what did he do, the national anthem or something? Like,
yeah, he sang. Well, I think he sang "America the Beautiful." So it was the
really?
whole intro. Yeah. Yep. It was great.
Like, in what cadence? Like, what did that sound like? Was it country? Was it like a country vibe, or did he sound like a hillbilly? Like, what?
No, it was okay.
Post Malone.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, forever is a guide.
Okay.
For purple mountain nights.
Oh yeah, little country twang, little.
So,
you know.
Yeah, so the thing is with Post, because I know a lot of even his vocals are you know enhanced. So
Yeah.
like I don't really know what his singing, because the singing that he does, I mean, it's like there's auto tune on that
He's
type of
good.
stuff.
So I won't pull it up now, but there's a few years back he did like a Budweiser covers section, kind of like what T-Pain just did.
Okay.
And it's him just doing all acoustic, and it's really it's a great video. It's long, but I mean he can sing without the auto tune.
Okay,
Let's just say.
okay.
So I mean it was, yeah. I think but that country twang, I'm curious to see where we go down that country rabbit hole. He's been promoting a country album. He's been talking to country artists for the last few years, so I'm sure it's coming.
Okay.
We're not the country fans either. So
Yeah,
if the lyrics are there, maybe if we intertwine the country with some of the rap stuff, and
Okay.
do like a, Florida Georgia line, Nelly kind of thing, maybe. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
I'd be on board to listen to that, but we'll see. Yeah. So I think that was a great start. I think it was a great start. I think Reba McEntire was there too.
Okay.
And she sang as well.
Who sang the national anthem?
I think that was her. I'll be honest with you too. I was up and downstairs with my son. And,
Okay.
I think it was her.
Her, like the
Yeah, Reba.
H E
It was
H E.
Reba
Oh, Reba. Okay.
McEntire.
Okay.
Sorry. Yep. It was Reba McEntire, and then obviously posted "America the Beautiful."
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting choices there. Not bad.
Yeah.
So, kicking it off, right? We've got
Yeah.
the 49ers and the Chiefs all week. We've been just kind of going back and forth on the game and who we're rooting for. And I think you and I, through the journey, have just been kind of, Team Chiefs, Team Taylor. We're following the money. We're following, because I mean, let's be honest. When I listen, I don't know. I know enough about football to be dangerous. I know the teams. I know what most of the rules are. I don't know the stats, and I don't know most of the players' names. But what I do know is that when Patrick Mahomes gets the ball in his hand, it's kind of something that we've never seen before. I tried to explaining this to Megs last night. Maybe you can tell me with your knowledge of the game. Is he one of do quarterbacks, because he did it a lot in this game? Quarterbacks don't usually run that ball. Like, is he one of like the few that does it quite often?
Okay, so he has the ability to run. Now there's a lot of quarterbacks that are what we call mobile. That's always been a niche thing.
Right.
But I feel like there are and most black quarterbacks have that ability. You know what I mean?
Right.
Got that little bit of speed. So Lamar Jackson, that is his game.
Okay.
Right. That it's almost like it's maybe like 60 passing, 40% running. Mahomes is more like it's really like he tries to keep it like 80% passing and maybe 20% running. Sometimes maybe 85% passing, only 15%. And like a lot of guys like that, it's weird because sometimes like it can be a weapon, and it's what you can, it's how you excel.
Well, yeah, you got like 3 first downs during the game.
Yeah, like
so.
Yeah, it's how you excel, but then it's also it can limit your team a little bit. So, for example, Michael Vick was like, when at his prime, he was like a 70 run, 30% pass.
Gotcha.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he was a running back. Like he was
didn't give
like
a shit about the team. He just ran the ball every time he
could. Yeah, and
yeah.
you know what I mean, because and a lot of times the reason why quarterbacks do that is because they cannot throw.
Right.
However, Patrick Mahomes is exceptional at throwing the ball.
Yeah, so
like
of
he's
course,
like exceptional. So like, yeah, like he tries, I would say he tries to keep it to maybe 15-20% of his game.
Yeah.
But like Cam Newton, who very vocal and was coming at guys, he was like a 50-50 guy, you know what I mean? But in terms of passing, super inaccurate. Like only like a good quarterback is above like 66% completion percentage.
Right.
Cam Newton used to hover around the high 50s.
Okay.
Like, so that's bad. That's bad. Like, I mean, and the great quarterbacks are like 70 and like 70%. Like you're like elite. You're like Hall of Fame level if you're 70%.
Super Bowl MVP, multiple wins. Yes, of course. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the first coin toss was tails. It's fascinating to me. I know we talked, and you don't bet on the game, and freaking
I know
should
you
have.
could bet on everything. You could bet on
I should have.
everything.
And I see so many people on TikTok and Twitter who are like, "Damn, I just lost 10 grand because I said heads instead of tails." It's like,
Yeah.
it's so interesting.
Well, they
to me.
didn't lose 10 grand. They just lost the opportunity to win 10
Well,
grand. Like,
right.
that's different. Yeah, I mean, like,
Right.
because it's like nobody's putting $10,000 up for a coin toss unless you're Mark Cuban. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
unless
yeah,
you're
yeah,
rich. You know what I mean? But
yeah. But I think the first quarter of the game, no scores.
no
right?
scores. Yeah,
And
it
that
was dead.
hasn't happened, right? In a while, I think.
It's very
or it
rare.
has-
Yeah, it's very rare. The last Super Bowl, so when the Rams and the Patriots played each other, that final score was 10-3. The
Right.
final score.
Right.
So yeah, it's been a couple years since we've seen that, but like, it's not with these two teams, even though they both have good defenses, they both have solid offenses. So you knew that you felt like it was going to be higher scoring. But the thing, it was a lot of mistakes in the first quarter. Like Christian McCaffrey fumbled a big one. I think somebody on the Chiefs fumbled also in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So like it was a lot of mistakes, like actually. So it was really tight. And you could tell both quarterbacks were tight. Even Patrick Mahomes, like I felt like he was just making mistakes where, like, he drops back the pass and like, it creates a pocket. They call it a pocket, whatever, blockers. Now the idea is like, you're supposed to step back and you are supposed to step into the pocket to kind of give yourself more time and protection. It felt like Mahomes was stepping up too soon and like kind of eliminating his chances. Like guys weren't open yet, and he's just like he was tense. Everybody was tight and tense in that first quarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And was maybe not the first quarter, but maybe the second. Was that when Kelsey freaked out on the coach? The meet. So what I. Whew,
So
that was intense.
So yeah, I'm still trying to get intel in terms of what it was that he was yelling at him about. But I think that was in the second quarter, like
he had
because
him on
I
the
think
bench, right? He just had him on the bench. He didn't play him, and so wasn't no.
No.
Okay.
So because he was reacting to the fumble, like so when Isaiah Pacheco fumbles. So somebody says, because no, Kelsey was in on that play, whatever. So, but somebody was saying that Andy Reid was about to take Pacheco out, and then they were saying that Kelsey was like, "No, don't take him out, leave him in there." Like, he made a mistake, but like, man, we've been riding this guy all season. Like, you can't turn your back on. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing now.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kelsey was like kind of, going to bat for a teammate as opposed to it looked like he was being selfish and like arguing about not getting the ball, but apparently that's not what it was.
Well, I'm sure, right? Yeah, and I think Antonio Brown tweeted about it or something like it, saying if I would have done that, I would have been kicked out the league. And I'm like, well.
Here's the thing, Antonio Brown, you literally, the reason why you got kicked out of the league is because you walked off the field mid game, took off your pads and, had your abs out and you literally just, you abandoned your team.
He thought it was an Usher halftime show.
He's delusional, man. He's delusional.
Yeah, no. We all
he's been given so many chances. So it's like, bro, get out of here. Like,
yeah. And so do you know what we ended the score with in the first half? I think it was 49ers got a touchdown, right?
It might have been 10-3. I think it might have been 10-3.
Yep.
Yeah, 10-3. Yep.
And
so tight, really tight first half.
Yeah, and I mean not very eventful. A few fumbles there, a few
Yeah, it was
good
weird.
plays. But it had me nervous. It had me nervous for the Chiefs. It had me nervous for the win, and I was wondering if they were going to essentially drop the ball. So the halftime show. The halftime show.
That's what I'm here for.
Your boy. Listen, man. I'm gonna let you in on what I'm hearing on the wires, and the other half of the country thinks it might have been one of the worst shows in NFL history. So
how? By what measure? Because here's the thing, because you're talking about the other half of the country. I know what you're talking about, and because I had a coworker say to me like, "Oh, that was the worst," and I'm like, "You don't even qualify to have this conversation with me. You don't even. I know you don't even know who Usher is. So it's always an underhand. It's always an underhanded comment.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I get it. I understand what he's done. I've heard you talk about it, and I know where he is for the culture with the residency and his history. I mean, Usher's been around since what, the 90s.
Okay.
So I mean, I understand why he was there. My personal opinion is the halftime show didn't start until Alicia Keys showed up. Everything
You're
he
crazy.
did,
You're crazy. You're
well,
crazy.
he was just
You're
in the grass.
crazy.
There wasn't a stage.
So, but that's how they do it now, Levi. They don't
Okay.
do it like they used to do it. See, that's where people see y'all moving the goalposts. Y'all moving the goalposts because in the last like 5 years, they've been doing it like that. So you thought the Weeknd's halftime performance was great? That weird shit where he was in a maze and like that shit was whack.
Right.
Yo, they don't do it like they used to do it where probably since Beyonce, whatever, they're not stationary on the stage no more. So because it's not a concert, it's a fucking field show. It's a field show. That's what it really is. You know what I mean? So yes, he's not on the stage, so he's in the middle. So it's not like this spotlighted thing. So like it's weird. It's weird even how they do the cameras now. Like, and you gotta understand they present it to us differently than they've ever presented halftime shows. You know what I mean? So yes, he is on the field. So and it felt like sometimes his mic was not even on. You know what I mean?
I did see that comment as well. The volume from his mic might not have been the greatest. Yeah.
But that I feel like if y'all remember Rihanna, you couldn't hear her either. Like she was not singing. And one, Rihanna ain't no fucking vocalist either. So Rihanna and she barely moved. So when people say, oh, Rihanna was better, by what measure? By what measure?
I guess my thought philosophy is that like how is that the case then? Like so the show, side note for a second, if the microphone and the volume situation, I get it. That stadium is loud and there's probably not a microphone on the country that can block out that noise. But like when we're just recording on a little cheap lapel during a wedding and a baby's crying in the background, I have crystal clear audio of the officiant. Like I guess I don't know why they don't stream us a recording / live / like not live. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's if they have those big things that let me hear what the quarterback's saying from across the way. How have we not been able to figure out the Super Bowl performers volume situation?
Well, again, I think they're doing things differently than they've ever done them before because even the one 2 years ago, right? They wasn't loud vocals when they was all those hip hop artists. Like, and that's the thing. The Super Bowl performance is one of those like it's a short-term memory thing. Nobody actually remembers what the last person sounded like or what we really because you never look back, you never go back and watch a Super Bowl performance.
Because everything you just said about The Weeknd and Rihanna, I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess that's what happened.
Like I forgot, I guess that's what happened. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I feel like there was like weird criticism on that, but I'm like, my man was performing. Yeah. He played pretty much all the songs that I predicted he would play.
Yeah, the hits.
You know what I mean?
I think I have that list. Keep going.
And you know what I mean? My man is like, and he's dancing, and you could tell he's out of breath. Like he's actually performing. And then people have the weirdest critique. They're like, "Oh, he only performed a little bit of this song, a little bit of this."
But
that's just
how it goes. That's
just a medley.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So the set list was Caught Up, Loving This Club, If I Ain't Got You, My Boo, Confessions Part 2, Burn, You Got It Bad, Oh My God, Turn Down for What, and so I mean that's a playlist. I mean that's a playlist. I can't knock that. That's what else did you want?
He had her. So then when he gets on the stage, he had Her was on the stage. When Bad comes on, had the Bad shorties on. Like man, then my man was on the skates. You know what I mean? Like
the skates. I'll be honest. I thought the skates were funny. I like the skates. The skates were good. I like the skates.
Like Lil Jon coming out. Yeah, Alicia Keys looked amazing. Usher being risky like he always is.
Swizz Beatz might have something to say. All I'm saying is Swizz Beatz might have found him after the show. It was a little touchy-feely. And I may or may not seen some clips. I don't know if they were edited, but it looked a little bulgy in some regions when she was around on stage. So,
well, you know what? I seen somebody comment on Twitter that I know, and they was like, oh, Swiss was like, fuck what y'all talking about. did y'all see my wife in her dress, whatever? Like, so almost like he's not as pressed as y'all think he.
Right, of
He's
course.
he's a professional. He's a performer. He
gets it.
knows what it is.
no.
But no, like I was like, damn, this nigga do not like Usher do not. He don't play, man.
Why
He
not? I mean,
always taking a risk. Always
we
taking a risk.
got. I mean, you
He
got.
literally he's ruined relationships with his performances, bro.
Has he?
So,
When's that? What? Who?
well, the Kiki Palmer, that all that crazy stuff.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. That literally like their domestic dispute like was a result of like her like it came after she came back from the show because of what she had on and you know, so yeah.
I gotcha. So
So I thought it was great. I thought it was great though. I rank it pretty high.
Yeah, overall, I think once I got to the end, look, the end was everything I needed to make it a decent show. Like as soon as Lil Jon showed up and started doing Turn Down for What, I said, oh, if we don't have Ludacris here, if Ludacris doesn't come, and sure enough, that's how they ended it. I mean, by the end of it, I was bopping, I was rolling, and it was. Yeah, I thought it was killer. And then apparently, just rumors from our side of the fence as well. Everyone was expecting Justin Bieber to be there. Because, you know,
that is his little man's. That is his little man's. Yeah.
And apparently, according to the sources, Bieber declined the offer. It was supposed to happen.
Okay.
And Justin said he wasn't up for it. He wasn't feeling it.
Is he still making music? I don't know, like, cause I know he was sick for a little bit and all that. Like, he had that thing with his face and all that.
His last 2 world tours, he's canceled halfway through because he just can't mentally and physically do it. I think he might be working on new music now, but I think with all of his health stuff, I mean, I've been saying it for the last year and a half. We'll probably get one more album from him whenever that comes, and then that might be it. We're definitely not getting a world tour. There's no way his wife, his team, his people will send that man on another world tour after what's already happened.
Okay.
Unless they come back and say, hey, Justin went to Africa and got stem cells injected and now he's a new person or like whatever the billionaires do to stay young. You know, but it's, we'll see what happens with him next. But the rumors are speculating and I knew he wasn't going to show up. It's, you know, too big. I think he might, would Justin Bieber have upstaged Usher with his pool? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's,
well, is it too early to guess and wonder what would next year be? Like, is it too soon?
You know, I saw the man himself post it and he said he'd be down for it. I have 2. And I mean, I think you'll agree with both. One, T-Pain wants to do it. And if we're talking about a man with the hits, if we're talking about the man with features and the hits and the discography, I mean, he can even pull out some of like his new acapella shit that he's been doing.
Okay.
And I mean, honestly, the Super Bowl next year will be in New Orleans. So
Lil Wayne.
Of course.
Lil Wayne. Okay. Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Who
I think I mean he got a football song too, like you know what I mean, like green and like you know what I mean. So like yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I'm trying to be balanced in my thought process because it's like, man, we've been
Super Bowl's got a ratio, you know.
Yeah, we've been getting gifted a little bit, you know what I mean, in these couple years. Yeah, I mean, granted, they did throw Adam Levine in there, but then Adam Levine had Travis. You know, The Weeknd, he's ambiguous. You know what I mean? So Bruno Mars is also ambiguous. You know, but he's probably. Yeah, I don't even know what side you sway him on. You know,
depends on the.
We got the Latinas. You know what I mean? When we had Shakira and J-Lo. And then we got straight up hip hop a couple years ago. We got Rihanna, Usher. So I don't want to say like, cause Chris Brown is a name. Drake is a name.
Drake will never. I guarantee you. Drake. I think Drake and Taylor Swift probably have a pact together to never do the Super Bowl. I think they are too big. I think they are too big. Too big. People to like. You know, I don't know. Drake has that attitude. Like especially with what he said about the Grammys this year. Like. Just a bunch of white dudes in a room voting, like, who gives a shit? Like, no one cares.
Okay.
So I could see that. I also don't know, do we not have to have a solid relationship with Apple Music and Jay-Z? So,
okay.
You know.
Yeah, so but I guess I ain't gonna lie. Who are the pop artists? Like who are the mainstay other than Taylor Swift? Because I'm like, I'll say like Dua Lipa, but is Dua Lipa big enough? I don't know her
Too
where she
new.
ranks.
Too new. Yeah,
Too new.
maybe.
Because
Oh
Katy
man.
Perry already did one.
Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know.
it's
And unless they go old school
here you go.
legacy
Here you
rock.
go. Here you go. You ready? Here
Okay,
it
what they got
is.
a short list?
Here it is. No. I figured it out.
Okay.
Ariana Grande.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, book it. I can see that. Yeah.
100%. If not
She still
next
got
year,
it.
if not next year, the year after, she's
I don't know what kind of music she's been making, but I don't think it matters. I
it's
don't think it matters.
her last album popped. Her recent albums popped. She's constantly in the news. She's constantly in the media. She's got the Wicked stuff. I think she's launching a movie or something, Wicked, this year.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay,
she's
yeah.
gonna be making
She's
and
in a run
sh-
right now.
and I
Okay.
think she's more on the Caucasian side. Yeah.
But do you think they might go country though, bro? They might go
Toby
country.
Keith just passed away, so that's
What?
yeah, R.I.P.
Wasn't he he
unfortunately.
was he no, that was I'm thinking of Urban, Keith Urban. Was it what
Uh,
he was married to
or no,
somebody,
I'm
but
sorry,
like
Toby Keith, not Toby Keith. I think you're right. Keith, one of the Keiths. Who died?
no, I don't know who died, but I don't know who died,
So
but I'm thinking of like somebody that might have like been married to
yes, I
one.
apologize. February 5th, 2024. Toby Keith passed away. Yes, one of the
Wow, Toby Keith.
Keith Urban's the younger, sexy country singer that
Yeah, but
everyone.
I'm saying I was wondering who he was married to. That's all. But
Oh, it's Keith Urban and is it Gwen Stefani? Is he
oh,
married
is
to
it
Gwen?
okay?
I think.
Or he was. Dang, Toby
Or
Keith. He look old.
Nicole Kidman, Keith Urban is married
Yes,
to.
I knew it was a. So and Toby Keith. Dang, how he died?
So probably just old
Okay.
age.
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
he look old. He look old.
How about what about? Let's see. We already had Katy Perry. Harry Styles is another pop artist. Ed
Yeah.
Sheeran's kind of up there, but
Hey,
oh man, I've seen videos of his last concert, his last world tour, and
he ain't got
it's
it.
not a show. It's just like him on a huge stage with his guitar, and it's like
Yeah, he's not a performer. Yeah.
yeah, he's a singer. So who knows? I mean, oof. And this is oof. Here's a flyer. You ready for this?
What's up?
I don't know if she would, but if she wants to make a comeback, she would. Britney Spears?
Didn't she already do one?
Did she? I mean, we could bring
Probably
is
back
that,
in the day. I feel like back in the day, but
and then
maybe not.
and then is that the other? Is that the next step? When do we start? Like when do we start recycling? I mean, obviously there's plenty of new artists, but like the standards and the albums, because now like Timberlake's back, so that could be a thing again.
Ah,
You know,
no.
you
I
know,
don't want.
I'm
I don't
just-
want. I'm over Justin, man.
Yeah, oh, trust me, me too. I'm not.
Icky,
His
he's
new
icky.
music is terrible. His new music is awful, and it's not good at all.
Yeah.
So overall, halftime show. Good job by
It's-
Usher.
Yep.
Certainly a
For
great
me,
time.
for me. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not for everybody, but
And so then we kick off the second half, and this is where things started to get a little crazy, little fast paced here, a little
Yes.
strategic on some things. And I think for me, I have one moment that stands out. But any big plays here that you saw, or what, how we got to the end of the game, or what's your take here on the second half?
So second half, obviously the scoring started to ramp up a little bit. And but this is where the Niners they were kind of struggling. So Brock Purdy had a great first quarter, and then like he went on like a cold streak from the second and third quarter. And but they had guys like Christian McCaffrey started heating up, and he's running the ball like and he's doing his thing. I would say second half it felt like Patrick Mahomes got his feet under him a little bit, and then he was starting to make throws, and he was doing his thing. But it was like, once you get down to the fourth quarter, you're like, yo, this is like it's getting close, it's getting close. So I don't, because I don't want to skip too far ahead, but like, so if we remember towards the end of regulation, like
Yes.
so towards the end of the fourth quarter, the Chiefs are driving down. They're driving down. They're driving down, and like you got to use up you got to use up time because you don't want to give the
Them
ball
too much
back, and then
time to get back.
yeah, too
Right.
much.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but this was puzzling to me. They get down to, I feel like they got in within the 5-yard line, right?
Yep.
There were 6 seconds left. They still had a timeout. So that's enough time because they had one incomplete pass, and there was still enough time that they could have run something. You with 6 seconds, you can run the ball, call a timeout, and then you got a short field goal. Or you could do a pass play, but it got to be a quick pass. Yeah. Now, granted, you might throw an interception. So maybe interception was in their mind, but I thought that they had enough time to call a play,
Run it out.
and yeah, and they set up for the field goal. And I was thinking like, yo, all right, settling for the field goal and tying it up to go to overtime. It's like you want to lose. Like you want to lose.
A little bit of risky business there. And so let me take one step back for a second.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I understood it when it was happening. But
there was a crazy play. There was a crazy play.
And so I just want your expertise on it. And I'm pretty sure it was the only in regulation touchdown that the Chiefs got was due to they were kicking the ball back to the Niners.
Yeah,
and
punting,
the ball
yes.
touched the
Oh
foot
my God. Yes.
of a player. No one caught it. No one was in control. And to my understanding up until that point was that a fumble was considered the ball had to be in control and then dropped. And so on punts and receiving, as soon as it's touched, it's in play.
Yeah, so here's the deal. So yeah, that was the biggest play of the fourth quarter or of the second half. Was the muffed punt. They call it a muffed punt. So what happens is when you punt the ball, right? If the punting team touches it, right, like the team that's like on the defensive side, it's dead. It's dead no matter what. You know what I mean? So you don't want to touch it. You want it to get as far down the field as possible, right?
Yep.
Now, if it touches an offensive player, the ball is live. It don't matter. And so that's why, like, when they call a fair catch, or like a fair catch is like basically you're saying like, hey, I'm gonna catch it and like I'm not advancing the ball. But also what happens is when you do a fair catch, you're asking for your players to give you space, whatever. You know what I mean? So, and that's the thing too. If you let a ball bounce, a lot of times the returner, they're pushing away. They're like, yo, spread out. Yeah. So he points. So Ray McCloud, he like when the ball came, he pointed down. So I think he was, because it looked like at the time, it looked like it could have hit a Chief player.
Right.
Or he was telling his guy, yo, move.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the replay, yes, it nipped the guy's leg. So now it's a live ball, and that ball was coming so fast that he just, and it's a panic because he probably did want to fair catch it. You know what I mean? So like he knows that once he touches this ball, he's about to get fucking blasted. Like he's about to get creamed.
Right.
So that happens. That's unexpected. The ball bounces in an unpredictable way. He tries to get it, and he did get hit. He got hit once he touched it, and they bounced on that ball, and that was the play.
Chiefs, and then
that opened it up
Mahomes
for the Chiefs.
Just kind of booped it.
Easy work.
That was the easy. Just booped it into the end zone.
Yeah. I was like, wow, easy work. I was like, that was easy.
Right.
That was easy.
Yeah, luck. That was like if Taylor Swift wasn't there, would that have happened type of situation. So
okay.
Crazy. And then the other one, which they replayed, I think 3 or 4 times, was when Kansas City, I think in the third or fourth quarter, was getting the ball, and the freaking San Francisco 49er just hawked him. And like he got the ball and was on the ground within a half a second time frame. And I just, God damn. I don't think you could pay me enough to get hit that hard.
Yeah.
I get it. They got padding on, but that had to have hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That's just crazy. So, all right. So, let's just talk about these commercials quick. Are you a commercials guy?
So I saw something that seemed to be entertaining. I was at a party,
Yeah,
I mean,
of
a
course.
Super Bowl party. So like, you know what I mean? But we had the we barely was listening to the commentary, you know what I mean? Like because we had music playing on the background. So we jamming out. So like, did I hear every commercial? No. The one commercial that stood out was obviously the Beyonce Verizon commercial. That was amazing. I thought that was amazing. Like everything of Beyonce, Beyonce, Bodis,
Yeah.
Beyonce of the United
About it.
States.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought that was dope. There was some movie commercials that looked kind of dope. You know what I mean? Like trailers and stuff like that. But I don't know. Like I don't what stood out? What was the what
It's
was
not. Yeah, I mean this
or
year.
is it not the draw no more?
Nah, this year the theme was basically let's get a celebrity, and then halfway through the commercial, show another celebrity for the shock factor. Like every commercial started with one guy and then ended like it's State Farm started with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then
Yes, I do
ended
remember
with,
that.
with
The
Danny DeVito. And then we
Ega,
started
yeah.
the Uber Eats commercial with Jennifer Aniston, and then little buddy from Friends came in, Ross. I don't know his actual name.
Okay.
And so that was pretty much it. There were a few like just kind of off the wall stuff. Like Temu had 4 commercials. And I don't know if you know this, but every 30 seconds during the Super Bowl cost $7 million. So Temu spent upwards of like 30 million. Just saying, if you've ever used the Temu app, I'd check your credit card statements because they probably use your information to pay for that shit.
Yeah, so are you a Temu guy? Are you a Temu?
No, fam. It's all straight. Listen, it's all straight from China. Like if you watch the commercials, they tell you it's like they show and it was animated too, so they didn't have to pay any fucking celebrity for any of that. And so like it was like a chef, and it was like he needs a whisk for 99 cents on Temu. Yeah, that's great, but it's going to take 8 months to get here from China, and by that time, the brownies are already done. And it's what do you think? Gordon Ramsay's ordering 99-cent, like Shop Like a Billionaire. Obviously, was a straight commercial from someone that does not live in this country. Is it
Temu or Temu? Because
I'm
hearing the pronunciation different now.
So I thought it was Temu. I thought
because the original commercials, the original trailers on YouTube, because that's where it was always YouTube.
Yeah.
Temu, and now I'm hearing them say Temu. Temu or whatever. I'm like,
who knows?
My boy be trying to tell me to shop on Temu, and I'm like, bro,
it's the same thing as it's Wish. It's Wish.com. It's directly shipped from China. Some things you can find deals on. If it's a specific product that can't really be or can easily be replicated, like a whisk or a skateboard. Sure.
Okay.
You can get a whisk for 99 a penny on Temu. It's gonna be a whisk. It's gonna whisk shit. But like you're not going on Temu to get a Nintendo Switch for $40. Like you're not gonna get an Apple Watch. It's just a Chinese knockoff, like an Apple Watch Ultra for $20. It's fake.
Yeah.
It's Wish.com rebranded. It's the same shit. It's direct from China. It's garbage. And so it just
the wild is I think shock value for me, and when because we really sat there and thought about like, oh shit, like they just really have a commercial. Did you see that? And I don't, you know what I mean? Because I'm always scared about. Did you see that Scientology commercial?
So Scientology always has one.
Do they? Okay.
I missed that one. I did see the He Gets Us Jesus Christian commercial. They had one last year. And oddly enough,
I do remember that Jesus one. Yeah. There was a Jesus one.
Yeah, look, I'm not knocking Christianity and all that stuff, but a commercial with AI generated photos of Jesus washing the feet of a 16-year-old girl outside of Planned Parenthood is the definition of Christianity, and that's what we're putting our money towards. Like, how about we stop spending $7 million on Super Bowl ads and build 15 houses for the less fortunate, or clean water, or
how about you just help the parishioners at your fucking church? You know what I mean? Like the ones that are poor that give 10% of their tithes to you every Sunday. You know what I mean?
It's very interesting. It's very
Because when
interesting.
somebody is really down and out,
Right.
not a lot of churches have the funds to help them out. But and I don't know how all churches, but then certain churches, the pastor is all blinged up. You know what I mean?
The whole Joel Osteen mega church in Texas has been
When he didn't let them people in their church.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
well, yeah, I mean, but did you see the latest? It wasn't Joel Osteen. It was some other guy, some other pastor, and he and his wife started just a shitcoin cryptocurrency scam.
Yes, I did see that.
And he told all of his people, like, buy it, buy it, buy it. And then once it hit like 5 million, he just sold it all right from out, like everyone does, like all the celebrities and the scams do. And then his apology tour is him going on video saying, look, we did it. We did do this, and this is exactly what we did, and here's why we did it, because Jesus told us to. Jesus told us that the number one way that we were going to help our community and our church and our congregation was to start this cryptocurrency and take it all from you. And if that was what Jesus wanted us to do, you would have done it. If Jesus told you to do it, you would have done it. If Jesus said you're going to make $3 million off of this cryptocurrency and then rug pull all your people, it's fine. You have my permission. You would have done it too.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck. What are we talking about? So it's just, the commercials are mad. The movie trailers, we used to get excited for movie trailers because that's when we would see them on the Super Bowl. Now they're just commercials telling us, hey, the trailer's out online, go watch it. Like all the movies were like, here's a teaser, but the trailer's online, go watch it elsewhere. Whatever. So hey, it's fun, I guess, just to see some of them. The Doritos one was okay, but I mean, look, that's just Super Bowl. I mean, while we're on it, the average ticket price was about $7,000. It seems like anyone has spent either $7,000 to upwards of $10,000, and that's just for one ticket. So if you have a significant other, which most people do, I'm assuming double it. And then on the flip side of that, the people who were interviewed just got them for free because they know a guy who knows a guy, or comped, or their company, or whatever. Yeah. So for you, I mean, what do we talk, fam? What would it take? What would it take for you to drop? Let's just say it's 5 G's for you, 5 G's for your son, and you know what I mean. Then you got to get flights there, most likely, hotel. Fam, a bottle of water at the Super Bowl, $17. $17 for one.
Yeah, that's just, I'm just never going to the Super Bowl. No. I knew one brother, you know what I mean? Now, granted, he was in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like heavy. I knew one brother that he was a Packers fan. He went to the Super Bowl when the Packers played the Steelers. And I don't know, because I wasn't that close with him. He passed away a couple years ago. But yeah, like I only know, and again, this is a guy that kind of was cool with throwing away money. You know what I mean? Like he live a certain lifestyle where he's cool with throwing away money. You know what I mean? Because it comes back just as fast. So it's I'm never going to the Super Bowl, bro. Like I just, and you're saying average ticket, so like that's for the nosebleed seats, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like.
I think he showed the receipts. McGregor paid like $1 million for the box. It's $1 million plus for the box. Like
it's over, bro.
I mean, look, fam, one day if I ever, if we ever get that hookup or that connection that says, yeah, we can get you in or whatever, like I'll keep you in mind, trust me. But
okay.
I'm right there with you. I can't
afford that.
For 10, not for the average person, but I mean, hey, if you're passionate about it, I guess that's where we're at. Yeah. And so one other thing before we hop into overtime, which I thought was absolutely hilarious, I think it happened in the first quarter and then maybe again in the third, we got a world record Super Bowl 55-yard field goal kick from the 49ers.
Yep.
Hella excited about that. Points on the board. Freaking Lil Buddy's feeling great. He just got the record longest field goal ever. And then the guy on the Chiefs says, well, hold on, wait a minute.
I got some leg too, bro.
Hold the phone and then just
hold my beer, bitch.
Hold my Bud Light. I've got 2 more yards for you, and then boop, just barely knocked it in. Yeah, I probably ruined that man's day. Most likely his weekend. The loss on top of that, that record changed pretty quickly. Insane. So another thing that doesn't normally happen is overtime.
Oh yeah, not in the Super Bowl. Not in the Super
When
Bowl.
it came up, Megs asked me like, "What happens now?" And I was honestly not sure. And so I kind of just held on to the commentators for that one because they explained it along the way. Everyone would have their own possession, scoring,
Yeah, so
et cetera.
first touchdown wins. Like
Got it.
when it comes to like the first possession, it's a touchdown and you win, right? If you kick a field goal, if the first team that possesses the ball, if they kick a field goal, now the other team has a chance to match your field goal or score a touchdown to win the game. So basically, or if the first possession like if the team that possesses the ball in the beginning, if they don't score, then it's any score wins.
Field goal, next wins.
Yeah.
Right.
So after the first possession, it's any score wins. Up until like unless you're tying it up, whatever. So yeah. So this is crazy. This is controversial because and this was after the fact, and this is where I'm like, are you smoking something? So there was a guy that said, yeah, man, the Niners made a mistake because they should have deferred, meaning they should have given the ball to Patrick Mahomes first. And I said, are you smoking? Because you would never put the ball in the NFL's best player, because he's NFL's best player.
Right.
The face of the league. You're gonna put the ball in his hands first? No. I was terrified for the Chiefs because the Niners were moving down the field, and I was like, well, you know what I mean? If anything, because I one of my boys, he wanted a Travis Kelce touchdown. He was like, yo, man, I can see how it's gonna go, man. It's gonna go back and forth, and then it's gonna be set up for Mahomes to win it at the end. So and they really held him to a field goal. Now, I thought that the Niners might have been a little bit more risky. But yeah, it got tight once they got down to like, third down. They got tight and they couldn't make a play. But there were some penalties that helped the Niners, because that's the thing. There was penalties that even helped the Niners.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, yo, the Niners are about to win this game. It's over. It's over.
And then
they hold them to the field goal.
They clinched it. And
they hold them to the field goal.
Got the second touchdown of the game.
Well, yeah. So then once Mahomes gets the ball, this man is taking everything the defense, because it looked like they were gonna get down on fourth down, like in their own, like on their own 20.
Yeah.
And he's a gamer, bro, and he did everything he had to. He started running the ball when he had to. He was making passes, like little passes, like, and just finding everybody. And oh my God.
Yeah.
I said it, man. I called it. I said this game was going, like Andy Reid, man. Andy Reid is a different level of coach when it comes to adjustments, when it comes to scheme. And they were literally using all the time, right? So like I'm looking, and the time is winding down, and I look and I'm like, does that say 16 seconds left in the game? In overtime? So I was like, yo, I don't know what the hell they're trying to do. Like they have to score. Like it's no whatever. Yeah. And they just they let the time roll. Man, that play was beautiful, because what you do is you bring a guy in motion. Whenever you bring a guy in motion, it messes up the defense. Like the defense, they don't know who they're gonna guard.
Who they gotta guard, right?
So what happens is they put him in motion, right? And so naturally the defender who was supposed to keep him, he's supposed to keep the next guy now. But what happened was they got the guy in motion, and he kind of hid, like he was hidden a little bit. And then the goal was for him to just kick back out. And that's what happened. Goes in motion, kicks back out. He's wide open. Mahomes rolls out. Easy work. Touchdown. 3 seconds left in overtime. I never seen nothing like that in my life. I never seen nothing like that.
It's so they won. And so the Chiefs won. And so a few more questions here for you. What? Because people were tossing this around in all the post game interviews.
The GOAT.
And stuff.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Whatever he's saying, he's the GOAT.
Okay.
Well, obviously it's Tom Brady. But.
Yeah. So, but what is? I'm assuming you just have to win so many Super Bowls. A dynasty. What is the definition there?
Dynasty is winning a lot of titles within a period of time. Okay. Right. Like so now they've won 3 titles, 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. Right. That's dynasty. They're going back to back. They've been to 4 Super Bowls in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So that's dynasty work.
Yep.
When the Warriors, when they won, the last time they won, they won 4 times in 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean that's dynasty. So you don't gotta win. You don't gotta go 3P or even you don't even necessarily gotta go back to back. But it's this: we're here every year. We're in the conversation.
Yep.
So Patrick Mahomes, he's been a starter for 6 years.
Yep.
All 6 of those years, he gets to the game right before the Super Bowl.
Okay. Right.
He gets to the game. So, but he's been to the Super Bowl 4 of those times,
Yep.
like of those 6 times. So it's like killing it.
I mean, that's him. I mean,
He's 28 years old. He's 28.
And I mean, like I said at the top, I don't know too many of the players or stats, but when it comes to him and Kelsey and him and the other receiver, they're in sync. It reminds me of before the craziness, like, Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Roethlisberger throws the ball, Brown catches it, touchdown every time. Like it works, and you see they certainly have that team.
Yeah.
And so, but on the flip side of that, listen, fam, part of me was like just kind of secretly wishing that the 49ers were going to win so I could find and interview every single person who said that the NFL was rigged towards the Chiefs. But now we've got the conspiracy theory rabbit holes, and I know you've mentioned it, and we've both talked about it individually, but
no, I don't think. See, I'm tired of. I'm tired of it. No, because again, that game was set up for the Chiefs to lose. Like I felt like there was so much in that game for them to lose, and nah, man, I think this is where it's like, all right, we got to stop with that because it's like we only say that when things don't go our way. So, and the thing is with football, it's different than basketball because basketball is so fluid. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody gets a chance to do, you know what I mean? Whatever. Like it's so structured and regimented.
Yeah.
But like football really is a game of they call it a game of inches, right? Like it's literally like the margin of error is so low. And I think if you never played or if you never coached at any capacity, it's easy to say, you know what I mean? Like things are rigged and things like that. But like, all right, so I've coached. Now I haven't coached football, but I've coached basketball. And in the sense of like, because one, you don't have no control. You have very little control of what actually like what the guys are gonna do.
Right.
And it's a real thing, man. When players are nervous, when players are tight, like the nerves don't go away, man. Like and when you're making mistakes, how you it's all mental, bro.
Yeah.
Like and how you psych yourself out and implosions are real. Like we see teams implode, like where they're doing well and then they make a mistake and then they make another mistake, and it's like Murphy's Law. Like anything that can happen, anything bad can happen will happen. That's real. That's real. And that's what football, like football is a combination of all those things. So when people say that, it's like then don't watch. Just don't watch it.
Right. Well, and I mean, let's just be honest. I've done my very best, and I think I've maybe only mentioned it one time in this entire hour, but I think most of that stems from Taylor. And so I think at the end of the day, here's the bottom line. I'm not gonna say I said it 3 months ago and that she would be there and win the game for the Chiefs, but I said it. It's fine. But I think here's the bottom line. They're both winners, right? This isn't Travis Kelce's first Super Bowl win. They've won 3 now. He's arguably one of the best NFL players in the league at the moment. And they're both winners, right? Whether it's a Grammy or a Super Bowl, they both know how to win. They both have that millionaire, billionaire mentality. They just work together. So to think that I still to this day, days before the Super Bowl, seeing people like, I'm going to give you the drop that the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce relationship isn't real and it's all about marketing. And
somebody tried to say he proposed. I said he did not propose to her.
No,
that's
everyone said no.
People are idiots.
And
he
it's
did
the
not
internet.
propose.
It's half the internet. So I think,
they haven't even been together that long, bro.
No,
I think both of them are, pretty strategic in their.
Yeah. And it's like, trust me, he knows if he rushes things with her, it'll be the biggest fumble of his life. So let's not let that happen. So let's take it one day at a time. And when Taylor's ready for the ring, you'll know exactly when she's ready. Yeah. So some people said that he proposed with the Super Bowl ring. Is that what the rumor was?
I don't
think,
know if
under
it was
the-
a Super Bowl. Somebody said like somebody tried to show me like, yeah, look, and I was like, he did
Nah,
not
he
propose. Yes,
proposed.
he
This
did.
is so
No, he
stupid.
didn't.
It's so silly. All right. Well, listen, man. I think that's yeah. I mean, and she was there, of course.
Ice
Everyone
Spice was there.
Dude, she showed up with. Let's talk about it for a minute because Taylor
Who she
brought
come
it.
there with?
Taylor came in with herself, Ice
Yes, Ice
Spice,
Spice.
Blake Lively, and Lana Del
Wow.
Rey. And
Yes.
it's certainly a star-studded box she was in. But
Yeah. They kept showing her though. They kept showing Taylor.
Like 3 or 4 times. Do you think they showed her that much? Like
It felt like every time they showed her,
Every time
it
they
felt like
scored,
Kelsey
maybe?
Kelsey got the ball. Like it felt like Kelsey got the ball every time they
of
showed
course,
her.
that's what I mean. I don't know. But
That's what I'm saying. The NFL, even if it's not rigged,
yeah,
like what they're it's she is good for business.
yeah.
But also like you create those narratives when you keep like there's no reason to keep cutting to her. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason to cut. It's really no reason to cut to her at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah.
no point.
It's
She has no impact on the game.
It's
so like
it's good for ratings, I guess.
it is.
I don't know.
Good for business, man.
Did you see any clips? Obviously you were at a party and I'm sure you guys weren't tuning in, but the Nickelodeon also streamed the game. Have you seen any of like the clips and stuff in that?
How they do that?
So it was basically the game, but their commentators were like 2 real people, and then they had SpongeBob and Patrick as the commentators as well, and like it was the 2 guys they had on like green screen mask or whatever, and so they were saying stuff live. And then they just had like slime overlaid on the field when things were happening, like the field goal line that's digitally put in was like Nickelodeonified.
Oh, that's
and they've
dope.
got and they had some great quips. Like if a touchdown happened, SpongeBob would say something funny like I think he said like oh, they just got 3 yards. That's funny because that's my IQ, and Patrick's is 0, and like it was fun.
Yeah.
They also had the celebrity cams. I think were just too on the nose. Like for example, we had Shrimpthy Chalmay, he was there. We had Snoop Fishy Dogfish, he was in attendance.
Okay.
We had Oprah Finfree, she was there.
Okay.
We had Jason Kelpie and Taylor Fish, of course.
Hey,
they were there watching. It just so it was definitely for the kids, but it was fun to see the adults find it and view the clips and.
Well, I don't know if you know earlier in the season they did because Disney they did a Toy Story like game or something like that, which I didn't even get to check that out, but I like that, like they're trying to get the kids involved.
That was like a Thursday night special edition. I think they just had the game and then just like AI overlaid Toy Andy's room onto it or something.
Yeah.
I did see that and that was awesome. I thought that was cool. But I mean, all right. So overall, great show, great game, great halftime show. Commercials are just what they are, I guess. Now, it's whatever. Like you said, I shouldn't have been.
Yeah, one of my friends asked me. They was like, "Yo, do you think commercials really make you want to buy stuff?" And it's like, well, they kind of, they do. They do.
It's
man. If there's a new sandwich or something that's out. Right, you're going to check that out.
If it's that, but like that, they don't do that really anymore.
If it's a new flavor of something, you're going to check it out.
Maybe.
If it's a movie, obviously still movie trailers or new technology is getting advertised, you're going to check. Man. Maybe. It's the stuff that like, because obviously this advertising is big, but it's like if you're giving me advertisement to E-Trade or something like that, or
it's like 70% of it is like. Right.
Yeah, it's like I'm not getting insurance from that company. No, I mean, I've been with the same insurance company forever. I'm never buying Liberty Mutual, and they might even be good. Liberty might be good.
Yeah, you're right. So you're telling me Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito aren't enough to get you to switch to State Farm?
No, not at all. Like, because that type of stuff no matter. But like the actual consumer goods.
That's the thing though. I didn't see any. I did not see.
There's no new Popeyes sandwich.
There's a new version of Doritos. What's that with Doritos? There's a new version of Dynamite Spicy Doritos.
Well, Popeyes got mad wings now. I be at Popeyes every week. Bro.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well,
Once
I
a
know
week.
you. I know you are. They got Meg said they got a second spot in York now. One on East Market and one off 30, I think.
Yeah,
There's
you know,
two.
I'm in Lancaster, so
Yeah,
there's,
yeah.
I mean, but the one that's around my crib, I'm there all the time. I'm there at least once a week. I use the app though, man. So
You do.
I
If
don't.
you're not using the apps for fast food, you're losing
You're
out.
crazy.
It's
You're
crazy.
crazy.
The
You're
points and
crazy.
the free stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the discounts. It's even cheap. Like even I
Yeah,
think.
like there's deals that you can't get. I just downloaded the Taco Bell app like a couple weeks ago. Yo, there's an exclusive deal that you can't. That's not on the menu.
No, they do that all the time. That's every month. Every month, the app you get stuff early. Like when they drop the new stuff, you get it early on the app. The apps are where it's at. The apps are where it's at. And I mean, also my like still to this day, it actually literally, fam, I'm not gonna lie to you, just happened again like last week. My McDonald's free food hack requires the app anyways. So we do it all the time. You just got to you got to order on the app when you get to the speaker, say you have a mobile order, and then blaze past that first window. Because if they're distracted or busy or in a rush or just don't care or not know what's going on, they don't push your order through up to the second window.
Okay.
And then the person behind you gets their order pushed through, so you get the person behind you's food. And 9 times out of 10, it's a box or a whole meal or whatever you need anyways. And so I take it, I say thank you, put it in my car and peel the fuck off.
Peel the fuck off.
There was one time, the last time we went, I peeled off and the order didn't have barbecue sauce in it, so I had to turn around and go back in. One, I sent Megs in because I wasn't going back because I just saw my face in the drive-thru. And two, when she went in there, the lady and the manager were all freaking out like, he took the wrong food. Why would he do that? He knew that wasn't it. Like freaking out because fuck yeah, dude. I'll do it all the time.
Yeah.
But all right, man, let's wrap this up. We got to get going.
Yep.
Great review, great topics. Loved it all. And we'll catch you on the next one. We got to get you.
Yeah, I got to get up there because we need to do some technical stuff anyway. So
things. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name is Levi McCurdy. Please give a round of applause, a thumbs up, a share, a story ad. It's free. Just do it for my man Los. I can't thank him enough for rolling through last night. We tried a new way of recording, and I think it worked out great. So shout out to him. You can go follow the 280 Plus on Twitter or X, Instagram, and YouTube. We just got him past 1,000 subscribers. So let's get him caught up to our channel. Let's add another few hundred to that. And let's get us both to maybe 2K. So check out the 280 Plus podcast on all social media platforms. Follow Los there and support what he's doing. He's probably going to have a new guest coming here in the next week or so, so I can't wait to see his next interview. Our friend Felix over at the Journeyman Chronicles podcast is releasing his episodes now on a weekly basis again, so check those out. And of course, you can support us always at wadpod.com/YouTube, where we live. It's our bread and butter. It's what we do. We are YouTube 24/7 around here. Be sure to check out those clips. Be sure to check out those shorts. Be sure to check out all of the content on the channel. We still have more coming, babe. We got more clips, more of this, more of that. We're not stopping in 2024. So check us out, wadpod.com/links, LINKS. That's WAWDPOD.com/LINKS, as in snake. And boy, you're going to find everything you need there to watch, listen, follow, tag along for the fun ride. Support our friends down in the description below. My name's Levi McCurdy. This has been another episode. Peace out, everybody. This is the What Are We Doing podcast.